Ian Duncan Smith, UK former Secretary of State for Work and Pensions, lashed out at Beijing, calling it despicable for jacketing up vital information about COVID-19. He also questioned WHO's credibility. Published on Saturday through an opinion piece in The Sun, Smith questioned how can the world have any faith in World Health Organization, whose existing investigation team hasn't even asked to inspect the Wuhan laboratory. Smith also lambasted WHO chief Dr. Tedros when he congratulated the Chinese Communist Party for their timely action and transparency. On WHO, Smith wrote, "Their record in holding China to account from the beginning of the coronavirus crisis has been terrible. The reality is that months earlier, the Chinese government already knew that the destructive virus sweeping Wuhan could be passed from human to human. This critical discovery should have been shouted from the rooftops, and the WHO should have demanded the truth. Instead, China was allowed not only to keep the rest of the world in the dark, it also cracked down viciously on people who knew there was a serious health crisis." He also bashed China for harassing and threatening of doctors, citizen journalists, families of victims, or anybody who whistle blew on China's accountability. Unveiling China's ulterior motive, Smith wrote that to save a trade deal signed with the US in January 2020 and to avoid losing about $1 trillion as a result of impositions by US sanctions, China hid the truth of the Wuhan virus from the world. He wrote that the US intelligence agencies have very strong evidence that COVID began in the Wuhan biological labs in autumn of 2019. In his piece, he urged incoming US President Joe Biden for declassifying intelligence files on China's culpability. He called China a deceitful and brutal regime for imposition of the draconian national security law and bolting up of peaceful democracy activists with total disregard to the Sino-British Treaty. Referring to atrocities faced by the Uyghur minorities in China, Smith stated that the situation reminds him of the pictures of the Nazi concentration camps from the 1940s. He called out to the world for doing nothing on the matter and on the contrary investing in China. Mike Pompeo, US Secretary of State, last week hit out at China, saying the pandemic was avoidable if Beijing would have timely revealed vital information about the virus. The world has bashed Beijing for its role in the spread of the Wuhan virus that has infected over 95 million people and killed more than 2 million people across the globe.